Further debate, the member for Mississauga-Streetsville.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, this simplistic, slogan-laden resolution attempts to suggest that Ontarians are paying more taxes since 2003.
Not true.
But the allegation cannot hold water. In simple terms, it's wrong. Let's start with what is accurate and what can be verified. Mr. and Mrs. Ontario, your personal taxes are lower now than they were on the last day of the last Conservative government in Ontario. Your personal and income taxes are not merely lower than our neighbouring provinces, they are lower than they are in any of the surrounding Great Lakes states or Midwestern states. Your business, corporate and payroll taxes are also lower in Ontario and lowered by a Liberal government, and they're lower than they are in our neighbouring provinces or in the Great Lakes or Midwestern states. What is not said in this resolution is the key to why this legislature should vote it down. It does not admit that Ontario's Cold War relic tax system was expensive, obsolete, inefficient, cumbersome, duplicative, and in the 21st century, downright stupid. Who in the world still has anything like the type of system that we have abandoned, that provincial sales tax? Who in the world has anything except a modern value-added sales tax system? Well, sub-Saharan Africa is one of those places. Burma is one of those places. Greenland is one of those places. And the other one is the United States of America. And the United States of America continues to hemorrhage its national wealth abroad to nations who would act against them. So where's Ontario? Have we only recovered 20% of our recession jobs the way the United States has?
Conservatives are not.
Or even 50% as the United Kingdom has? No, we've done better than that. We in Ontario are once again employing Ontarians at the same rate as before the recent recession. We have recovered all of our recession job losses. It's the very first made in Ontario economic recovery in our province's history. And why? Because this Ontario government, this Ontario Liberal government, has done something that PC governments from Leslie Frost through Ernie Eves never did. We had the courage, the fortitude, the backbone,
That's right.
and may I say the common sense to change the way that we levy taxes.
Right.
And as a result, Ontario seniors, Ontario families, Ontario students, and Ontario businesses all know that once you've bought all the things that you normally buy, paid all the bills you normally pay, filed your taxes and collected your refunds and tax credits, 93% of you have a little more money in your pocket.
93%.
And that 93%, Speaker, are the low and middle income Ontarians, the seniors on fixed incomes, the single moms, the small businesses,
That's right.
the salt of the
Order.
soil. Mr. and Mrs. Ontario, that's you. And many of those people are like many of us here, the generation born between 1946 and 1966, the baby boomers. Well, the first of us is now 65 years old. And in the upcoming 15 years, we will collectively consume 2/3 of our lifetime healthcare resources.
That's right.
We're Liberals. We believe in paying as you go. This resolution comes from Conservatives. They don't believe in paying as you go. They borrow, and they don't believe in our generation.
And they flip-flop.
They criticize the one measure that helped Ontario renew, build, and rebuild 110 hospitals, hire 3,000 new doctors,
Member for Durham.
hire 11,000 nurses,
Order.
and get for Ontarians the shortest wait times in Canada. They criticize the Ontario health care premium. The PCs opposed it then and would repeal it today. How would they pay for us, the baby boomers, at the moment we need that system as we age? They have no plan. They closed 28 hospitals on their watch. How many would they close or sell to the private insurance companies today, or in the years to come? A 1-point cut in the HST does not come for free. It comes at the cost of any of the following: a 20% cut in hospital funding, the firing of 48,000 nurses, firing 38,000 elementary school teachers, or a structural permanent deficit of an additional $3.25 billion per year.
They close hospitals.
Or is this resolution code language for wholesale private health care? Private health care that costs between 10 and 20 times what you pay now in your health care premium. That takes a $350 health care premium and turns it into a $7,000 private US-style health tax. Ontario baby boomers will have the modern facilities that they need as they age, ready when they need them, because their government, their Liberal government, had the courage to make changes, build for the future, and pay for it within our means. And as more and more merchants pass through the HST savings through their "we will pay all your taxes" sales, Ontarians are seeing the price of goods and services decline or remain lower than they are in other parts of Canada. Lower corporate taxes and the ability to pay just one tax under one set of rules to one level of government all mean more profit, more opportunity, and more jobs in Ontario. That is our Made in Ontario economic recovery, and that's why the PC party has flip-flopped and would not go back to the old provincial sales tax. Ontarians and their government have an ongoing dialogue over what programs and services constitute good government, and we reach a consensus on how we're going to pay for it. Our party inherited a hidden $5.5 billion structural deficit, and we paid it down ahead of schedule. We balanced the budget, ran a surplus, helped municipalities renew their infrastructure, and paid down debt, and we'll do it again in the province's Made in Ontario recovery. This resolution would, if enacted, plunge our beautiful province back into a vicious cycle of debt, borrowing, privatization, crisis, cuts, closures, and firings. Ontarians have said a resounding no to that in 2003 and repeated the same resounding no in 2007.
That's right.
We have the resources we need to move forward in the 21st century, and Ontario will reject this slogan-filled attempt to haul our province backwards to the 19th century.
Order.
And in the fall, when we reconvene, Ontarians will continue to be responsibly governed by a fiscally prudent, forward-looking, Liberal majority government. Thank you very much, Speaker.